Alright, so this video is in response to your question about psychopaths and religion. So the first thing I want to say is when you mentioned that religion is good because it teaches you to do good things, I just want to point out that Christianity is, we believe in this to also like seek the truth, seek Jesus Christ as the one, but it also does teach us good practices as well. But seeking God is like the main practice. If you want something that just teaches you to do good for the world, then there's also other religions which do that, such as like Buddhism and stuff. Also, just a warning for this video, just to keep an open mind, because I may not be right as well. Like I'm still on my journey through faith, and I want to invite you along that as well with me. But this is all from my own interpretations and my opinions. So hopefully you can think for yourself when I say this and believe what you believe and stuff, because I may not be right. And also, just one thing I wanted to clear up is that churches aren't always going to be good. In like you saw the video that I sent you where it said like the Church of England is debating about pronouns and stuff and all that. Like I guess the non-important wants and needs that we're currently searching for. So the best thing that you can do as a Christian is to seek God yourself and read the Bible yourself, because I'll save the church thing for later. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Like the churches and stuff, it's just falling apart. They're just, because we're, at the end of the day, we're all human still, and some people forget the true reason. They forget like what's important right now. They don't know. Like I was watching this video from my online church recently, City Point. They said like Christianity right now is at its lowest and atheism is like higher than ever, because even the Church of England and stuff now, with the pastor and stuff turning gay and all that, like you can see the dysfunction in this world. They're caring about these things, like having pronouns and stuff, and not seeing the one main purpose that Jesus came into the world for, was to bring the goodness of God into people and turn more people into believers so that more people can be saved. But now they're debating about stuff like if we should call him our father or non-gendered parent. Like this is just being really silly, because the Bible itself it says father, like when we refer to God. So, and then it says that anyone who tries to change the Bible, God will punish them severely. So these people now are falling into the modern society where they're more concerned about these small issues rather than the overall main purpose of what a church is for, which is to build like a strong community of believers, to spread the message and to teach people. But now, like it's very hard with humanity moving forward, how these issues are getting more and more progressively I would say like overwhelming, getting more larger, when it shouldn't in the first place. Like this is, if you have a problem with this, some people, like you need to learn to keep some things to yourself. You don't just want the world to change based around you. The world doesn't revolve around you. So yeah, it's just something about that. And one more thing that I want to just pick out is like a lot of the pastors actually, so the people who speak at church, aren't like, most of them have been converted through like later on in life, their adulthood, and they have like a story. So if you were to ask anyone, they could give you a story of how God entered their life, and that's why they became this pastor. They thought that they had a message for them and stuff, rather than just being born into a Christian family. So yeah, you can see, think about that for yourself and see how'd you like to take this next step? So back onto topic, you said psychopaths, right? So yeah, I mean, psychopath is just like another form of mental disease, where they're like genetically predisposed to this type of stuff. So I was reading, I was thinking recently about this story, actually in the Bible. So like, Jesus was with his disciples and they were gonna cure this blind person, and then one of his disciples actually asked him, why is this man born blind? Was it him that sinned or his parents sinned? And then he said like, actually neither of them sinned, but they're just here for him to carry out the good works of God. Like I know it's very hard to like see why this all happens, right? Because this religion is really like complex and complicated for a human brain. Like when I say like time, like the world lives on, no, like when I say that God was never created, he was here all this time, so there was no start and no finish. It makes no sense at all for us to comprehend, but like sometimes there's just some stuff that we have to believe. So this is just my first theory that God like put these people so that we can carry out our works to show the world the good works that we can do in with his name. And like if we have people to if we have people to actually heal like psychopaths and stuff, like if more people come together and actually heal them, you get far more believers as well, as because a lot of people don't want to just believe through faith. They want to actually see something. So I think that's just my first theory. I don't truly stand with it though, because I think that's just for Jesus entering the world to show them. My second theory is that people usually see as God as just he loves everyone, right? So why does he just do this? Why does he just cause evil? Why can't there be no harm in this world? Everyone will be happy and stuff like that. But he also does punish people for it. So so there's a story in the Bible. It's like there's this pharaoh of Egypt, and he held like God's people, the Israelites. He held them captive in their thing, and then so God sent one of their messenger to set them free, to persuade the pharaoh to set them free. You should actually look at the story. And then so the pharaoh initially said no. So then he brought like, there was like 7 different types of things that God brought upon the pharaoh. The first was like this wasn't the first, but this was one of them. He brought like he made the water blood so that people couldn't drink it. And then so the pharaoh 7 times, he said like, oh okay, after each disease or something happened, like one of them would be a swarm of insects covered the entire city, and then another would be like a plague of frogs and stuff, right? So then each time he said yeah, you can go, but then after he lets him go, God would like remove all this this plague or whatever he would remove the plague and stuff. And then after everything was back to normal, the pharaoh would change his mind and then keep them captive again. So the final punishment that God sent was like, you have to paint lamb's blood in front of your door, and then at night an angel would come and kill the firstborn baby of whoever. So this wasn't like one of God's angels, this was like an angel of death, which was sent to do this, would kill whoever didn't have like the blood of a lamb painted on their door. So of course all the Israelites and stuff, they listened to this and they painted their doors with the lamb of blood. I mean with the blood of a lamb, but like all the Egyptians and stuff, all the people there, they didn't, and their firstborn babies got killed. But would you say this is unfair for like the baby because they just got killed, and they didn't do anything? Would you say this is also like kind of cruel on them? So there's this thing that I also saw in the Bible. It's like, if you please God, you'll be rewarded for okay, I'm actually gonna search this up because I don't want to get this wrong. Alright, so in the Bible it says like God will actually punish you and your children, and even to those third and fourth generations, if you don't bow down and worship, if you like do something really bad. For example, this one that I'm talking about is referring to them worshipping other gods. So yeah, so basically if you do something good and you please him, this was like in the older days, right? So you do something, he'll reward you and your children and stuff exponentially, giving you the promised land and all that. But like a lot of the times, God's own people, they keep falling back into sin once God does something good for them, and then after he leaves them for a while, they make their own statues and idols and stuff, and fall back into sin. And then every time, if you read in the Bible, it says like God gets angry with them and then puts them, like punishes them and stuff. So I reckon for this story, you like I'm not the best at explaining things because I just woke up and then I just saw your video. I was just trying to come up with a video quickly before I head out, but yeah, hopefully like I got the general message across. Like psychopaths is like another mental disease, I reckon. So like I think as a believer, I would want to like find these people and try and pray for them, because nothing is impossible. Like these people can actually be saved, but it's how willing you are to do something. Would you also say like the people that are rich, shouldn't they also play a role in helping out these like unfortunate and these poor people? Like these extremely rich people, they only care for themselves as well. Isn't that kind of on them? Because they can also do something, but then they chose to live with like in Parasite, like you saw, like the Park family, or yeah, the Park family, the really rich one, why don't they do something about helping these people in poverty as well, or funding hospitals and stuff that need the money to provide for these mentally ill patients, so that we can have the resources or the money for research, more research to do, to see how we can actually help them. But yeah, also something that you said, which I just want to touch base on, is like you said, the people at Parasite and stuff, we should work hard. But Andrew Tate preaches this a lot, which I don't agree with. He's like saying how God wants you to work hard, to have status, to be a millionaire and stuff. But that's actually, I don't know about Islam and stuff. Hopefully, like when you come to, if you do want to come down to Melbourne, I have some few Islamic friends. I want to talk to them about it, because I didn't really know too much about that religion. So it's good to like have a conversation, to open our minds, to see what they believe and why it's so different and stuff. But yeah, he says like Andrew Tate says that you have to work hard so that God doesn't see you as losers or whatever he said, which is completely wrong. And it actually says in the Bible that that the poor will actually have a higher place than like the rich people in heaven. It's like a metaphor, but like this is about the older days where the rich people were actually Pharisees, and they were complete hypocrites. They also believed in God, but they rejected Jesus. So I think this is similar to like Islam. They also believe in God, right? But they don't believe that God can come down as a human and that whole story. So that's just the one main difference between the two religions. And actually, when Jesus came down, he was going against churches as well and stuff, because everyone believed God, right? But then God said he sent his son down to save the world, but they all didn't believe in him, and then they're all saying how Jesus is just they called him like a devil or something, and they didn't want to listen to him at all, but they were being complete hypocrites to their own beliefs and their own rules, which is touch base a lot on the Bible. But yeah, going back to what you said about how people in Parasite or whatever, or extreme poverty, they can't find a way out of this poverty to work hard and stuff. But coming from a religious point of view, that's not what the main purpose is. The main purpose is to like put your trust in God instead of trying to do everything yourself, which is shown to be more effective, because a lot of the times we think that we can handle everything by ourselves, but at the end of the day we realize that we're just human and stuff. And yeah, I'll touch base on this in further videos, but yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I think I already said what I was thinking of saying, but yeah, hopefully you see like my perspective on this psychopath and stuff. I think that we can help them. It's not like it's incurable, they're just born and then they die and that's it. Like, there is still a possibility that we can help these people. And yeah, just keep an open mind for all these discussions. And I recommend like start reading the Bible, so that a lot of the stuff I say you can also like kind of see for yourself. It's just like gaining more knowledge as well. So yeah, do that, and then looking forward to hear what you have to say about this.